Fran, how's Tyler doing?
He's a little sore,
Okay.
as you probably figured. So we'll see how he does the next couple of days.
You took Weston out of the game, basically. How did you do that?
Well, it's a variety of things you can do. I mean, I don't know that maybe we did a good job of it today, but I'm sure others have tried the same thing. You got to go at him, you got to make him defend, and you got to run, make him run. So you got to make him work, and then you got to play him before he gets it. As if you let him bury you deep, and then you let him catch it, he's virtually unstoppable. So we played him early and moved our feet, and then we try to get ball pressure so the passer doesn't see him right away or can't maybe get it to him. And then of course you get your weak side help over, and then you double him some. He's a guy that demands a lot of attention as you're preparing to play them for obvious reason. So you're doing all of that stuff. You're not doing it all the time, but you're doing all of that stuff in the course of the game. It worked today.
Tyler had a couple of really big blocks in the game by
He did. Yes, he did. And I think they came at really important times. In the first half, we didn't have much going offensively. We had twice as many turnovers as assists. We really weren't in sync. And you need somebody to step up and make a play like that. In the second half, it was in the run. We were pressing, so we're up. I would say we're gambling, but you're up pressuring, and they threw over, and he had to protect the rim, which is what he did. And then it's a big momentum play. They might get a layup. No, we're going to go the other way and maybe score.
You've been asked this in a variety of ways this season, but this game makes it sort of stand out. I think they shot 53% in both games you played last year. Today, 37. What is the difference?
Well, I mean, in fairness to them, they don't have the player of the year in the league. They probably, if you look at it, probably shot 52% a lot of times last year with Keita Bates-Diop. So they got a different team. But as far as it relates to us, we're deeper, we're smarter, we're better defensively, and you would expect that. We're a year older. Sometimes you got to go through it, Mike, and get your ears pinned back a little bit to figure out exactly why a particular thing is really important. It might seem like it's kind of important. No, it's really important. So you got to. If you let Caleb Weston catch deep, he's going to get 25. Now I wasn't expecting him to get 2, but I didn't want him to get 20. So.
Is this one of those games where last year when the offense wasn't going, where you guys would have been down 10, 12, 15 points because of the...
Well, a lot of times what happened to us last year was we would try to get it all back at once. We had much more patience and much more pace to our offense when we weren't making shots. And we got stops after misses, and that's critical.
Ohio State had 21 turnovers. It seemed like you forced a lot of those. What did you like about
Well, the press was good to us in the second half in particular. I mean, they had 11 at halftime too. So I thought our man-to-man was really good, but in the second half, the press got them playing a little bit side to side, and then it was an integral part of when we finally got a little bit of separation. It was it was a 1 or 2 possession game. Seemed like for most of that time, maybe the first 30 minutes. We finally got it to 10. I think it was because of the press.
Jordan hit the 1,000-point mark, but that was the least of what he did today. How would you describe his overall?
Well, I thought he was great today. He pushed the ball. We established the fact that we could run. We wanted to run. And he pushed it. Hit a big 3 early. Then they were really up in him, which is not uncommon for him. I thought, he moved it. He got it inside. We executed when we had to. If we were, running a particular action, it was really good. Yeah, really proud of him.
A week and 9 days ago or whatever, when you lost to Purdue, there just doesn't seem to be really any panic with your team and the way you've been able to go forward. Is that a sign of maturity, or is there something else there?
Well, to a degree, I think. The disappointing thing about that game was it was almost a carbon copy of the Michigan State game. We lost the game in the last minute of the first half, and then did not play well in the second half. It was a carbon copy. Road game, 5-point game, and all of a sudden, boom, it's 17. And it was the same thing up there. So at some point, you have to say, okay, we're not gonna allow that to happen. We have to be better on offense. We have to be intelligent. We need a long possession here. We gotta get a stop after a miss. We gotta get consecutive stops after consecutive misses. You know, it can't be miss, score. You know, that's not good. So, you know, you can, at that point, blame each other, blame the coach, get mad, or you can, you know, be a man and say, okay, we're gonna study it. We're gonna get this figured out. We've been playing better. They were really the two worst games we had, obviously. So I thought, committed to one another to being better. We have been. That's the thing about this league. You got to keep doing it. You got another tough one coming up on Wednesday, and it's on the road. You know, so you're going to be in a fight. You got to be able to do the same things, and you got to be able to overcome. You know, the kind of thing that happened in the first half today. I didn't anticipate us missing that many shots and having that many turnovers, but we didn't let the game get away from us, and that's great.
What offensive adjustments did you talk about at halftime?
We really didn't make a ton. It's really more, okay, what do we like? In our package, what do we like? What do we think will work against this team, the way they're playing us? You know, is it continuity stuff? Is it ball screen stuff? Is it set plays? Is it motion? Is it just transition to motion? I mean, we do all of that. Okay, what are we going to shift to in terms of emphasis?
What was it?
Well, I'm not going to tell you.
Take one or two more.
You know, it's basically the same guys plus Joe. How much has he helped
Well,
the
I think there's
cohesiveness
other- I think-
defensively?
I don't know if it's the same guys plus Joe. I think I think Connor has been really good. I think you're seeing a different Nicholas Bear. You're seeing a different Tyler Cook. You're seeing a different Ryan Kriener. You're seeing a different Luka Garza. You know, I don't think you can say that. I think it's a foolish thing to say. Those guys are a year older and they've got more experience now.
Coach Holtman said yesterday he felt like one of the difficult things in preparing for you is that your ability to change defenses throughout the game. How do you manage that? How do you teach that in practice? And what's it say about the guys that they're able to do that?
Well, you know, we work on it all the time, you know, and it's a constant struggle. Because you gotta, okay, how much are we gonna work on the 1-2-2 today? How much are we gonna work on our zones? How much are we gonna work on man-to-man? How much are we gonna work on transition defense? How much are we gonna work on ball screen defense? How much are we gonna do that today? Because we have, you know, a certain period of time that we think we can push them based on fatigue and all that. So you just know that we're gonna do that in the next game. We're gonna do all of it in the next game. So sometimes we'll spend more time on a particular area, sometimes we'll spend less. But the guys know we're gonna play those defenses at some point in the next game. And so do they. So it's not a secret. So it's constant reminders. It's constant film sessions. So we'll break this game down and okay, we played 2-3, we played 3-2, we played 1-2-2, we played man-to-man, and then we were in this, this many times in transition. Okay, how did we do? How did they do against it? What did they do against it? So you're trying to prepare them not only for strategically and in terms of slides, how we're going to play it, but what are they going to do against it? Because that will predicate how we teach how we want to play it in that particular game. So you're right, it's a lot of information, but if you commit to it and you do it all the time, it works. But frankly, it's why a lot of coaches don't do that. And then if you play all these, you'll never play any of them any good. You'll be bad at all of them. You don't spend enough time on all. You know, we're going to play man-to-man, half-court. That's all we're going to work on. We're going to follow our rules, and we're going to take you out of what you want to do. And that's how Michigan State plays. I mean, so there's. I'm not saying this is the perfect way. This is the way that I've always done it. You know, the mentors that I've had, we played this way, had success with it. I'm comfortable with it, and consequently, I think the guys are comfortable with it.
What would be your nutshell description of the last 7 days?
You know, I think we've really come together as a group. I'm proud of the fight, you know, because, you know, we've had some things thrown at us. You know, we've had some injuries and some stuff we weren't expecting. We know how difficult this league is. We know it's tough to win at Northwestern. It's tough to beat Ohio State. Nebraska is as good as any team in the country offensively. Beat them here, coming off a bad loss. So, you know, I'm proud of the guys and maturity level that they showed. But we're not there yet. We got to keep going.
Okay.